So, first off, thank you for joining the channel, Mike. For those who don't know you, Mike Davis is a UFC fighter in the lightweight division. He made his UFC debut in 2019, and he has a 4-2 UFC record and 11-3 overall record. And he's a content creator, gamer, and streamer. And I encourage everyone who doesn't know about Mike's story to watch his Awaken Out of Context interview. Um, I saw that one. It was a good one. So Mike, how are you doing today?
Yeah, I'm doing great. Everything has been rolling smoothly. I just returned from a vacation, kind of like a work, like a business vacation. And went to Germany to do a
Yeah.
seminar and then came back here. Now I went to LA immediately after. I
Uh,
just got home Thursday, so I've been home for a month or a week now. I'm sorry. Been home for a
okay.
week now, and man, I'm just getting back into it. I started fight camp on Monday.
Hmm.
I do not have an opponent. I will get one, 100%. I'm fighting this summer.
Awesome.
So I'm training, getting ready, making
Hmm.
sure my body is, up to par,
Hmm.
perform.
And so with that Germany trip, you said you did a seminar there, right?
Yeah.
Like was there like a specific um like thing that the seminar was about, or was it just kind of like covering a bunch of different
So
things?
when I was,
Hmm.
you brought it up earlier when I was fighting Nathan Levy,
Yeah.
there was this guy from Germany who came in. His name's Marcel Ritter.
Okay.
He's a Muay Thai or no, a kickboxing guy.
Hmm.
Really good kickboxing. I really like his kickboxing. He came in. I didn't know he was coming in, and he ended up helping me with my camp for like a week. So afterwards he loved my style and how good I was and et cetera,
Hmm.
that this year he reached out to me to come do a seminar at a school that he opened called the Martial Arts Sports Center in Germany.
Hmm.
I went out there and I taught uh, one kickboxing, one MMA, one kids BJJ, and one's adult BJJ. I taught all of those over the course of 5 days.
That's awesome. So you just touched on it. You're trying to get another fight in 2025. Is there any cards in particular that you're looking at getting on?
I'm not getting one fight in 2025. I need two more. I'm gonna fight
Yeah.
by the end of the summer. Um, I'll say by August, the end of August, because I move in September and I want to make sure I have funds and
Mm.
and everything going well for me at by September. So definitely before September, and then again after the move. So
Mm.
November, December will be my second one, my third one for the year. But 100%, I will fight. I will fight with one leg if I have to.
Hopefully we don't have to see that. But
There's no cards that I'm looking forward to.
mm,
There was uh one of my brands, Super X. They
mm.
live in where is it? Nashville, Tennessee.
Oh yeah, there's
So they
Nashville
have a
card camp.
card going out there, and he said if I could get on that one, that it would be awesome. That's mid-July, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
That's a
Um
possibility. I'm not really in shape, but I got a month, so we can see what I can do.
yeah, because I was thinking about possibly going to the Chicago card, which is UFC 319, the one with Jerkis and Hamzat. But
Okay, yeah,
I
that'd be a
mean,
good card.
yeah, but of course, whatever fight you can get, I definitely, see if I can find a way to, make it out. That'd be pretty cool.
Hmm.
But so I watched, some of your previous interviews, and correct me if I'm wrong, but you mentioned not wanting to fight outside the US again. Do you still feel that way?
Yeah, yeah, I'm not fighting out of the US.
Yeah.
So all my fights will be in the States until unless there's like a necessity for me to leave the States,
Hmm.
a title fight, something like that. And there's really no point in a small timer like me trying to fight outside the States.
Yeah,
To
because
make me uncomfortable, to make another fighter more comfortable, it doesn't benefit me at all.
yeah,
So
'cause I think I also heard in one of your interviews that you talked about like you get taxed like a lot more, right?
it depends on where you fight. Saudi
Mm,
Arabia, Abu Dhabi, they're both tax-free,
okay.
income tax-free. But fighting in even Germany, I just talked to the guys while I was over there.
Mm.
They said they get taxed an extra 43%.
Oh, geez, that's crazy.
So a literal half of their paycheck is gone.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to have to deal with
Then you
that
add the
either.
US tax on top of that, it's 60+% of my I'm not doing that. It's not happening.
Yeah, and it sounds like, I mean, I watched I think the guy's name is the fight guy. Um, you talked about how, it sounded like the building that you're fighting in was just kind of like thrown together, and you had to
Yeah.
deal with
Okay.
it, like the paint, right? In the
Yeah, that was my
back.
last fight.
Yeah.
I honestly feel like I haven't recovered
Mm-hmm.
my respiratory system since that fight. I feel like I'm lacking lacking in some cardiovascular departments now,
Mm-hmm.
but something I gotta fix, something I'm gonna work through for the next 2 months.
Yeah, hopefully that goes well. So I know you posted that YouTube video with Charles Oliveira. Was that kind of like a seminar that he was doing
Yeah,
at
I
a
forgot
gym?
about that.
Yeah. Was
Yeah.
that like did you like work with him, or was that just
Yeah.
him just
So
kind of stopping
I went
by?
there. I did the seminar. I went
Mhm.
through the stuff that he was teaching. I also recorded a lot of the seminar,
Yeah.
which is where the video came from. But it was fun.
Hmm.
It was, I'm not gonna lie, it's more like a seminar where you just come and hang out with Charles Oliveira, and that's what people
Yeah.
got. That's the
Yeah.
experience to train with Charles Oliveira while he's just like in the area in the vicinity. It
Hmm.
wasn't a really good, well thought out, demonstrated seminar. It was just
Just
a
like basic stuff.
very basic seminar,
Yeah.
like very basic.
Um, so were you able to like talk with him much or like train
Yeah,
with him?
yep. I was able to talk with him a lot. Talk to him about my loss on my last fight.
Mm,
It was after my fight. We talked about it a lot. He signed my hat. I don't
yeah.
remember where I put it. I think it's in my other room. I should put it on the wall.
Yeah.
Hopefully he wins his fight. Uh,
Yeah, that was
and then that hat will be
mm.
worth a little bit, and I'll just set it up here, put it on my
Yeah.
wall with my other stuff.
Yeah, but I think I've also heard that you're close with Dustin, right? Dustin
Hmm.
Poirier. So and you've trained with him before?
Yep, a lot.
So like what's that relationship like? Is that more like business, or is that like you have a pretty tight friendship?
We're pretty good. I feel like me and Dustin can be considered friends. We've
Mm,
traveled to Abu Dhabi together.
mm,
We fought a similar fighter, two-time two-weight division Cage Warriors champion
mm,
in Mason Jones and Conor McGregor. We
yeah.
both fought that same week. We both won our fights. Yeah.
Yeah, so with that, I want to, talk about some of these upcoming fights in your division. We got Charles Oliveira versus Ilia Topuria on UFC 317. I know you've fought previously at featherweight, and that's kind of the transition that Topuria is making now. So how do you think that's gonna go for him?
I think without having to cut uh as much weight, it'll probably be a little better for him.
Mm. Yeah,
I
because
figured when I moved up from 45, I did lose. I lost speed. I did. I'd noticed that I've become a lot slower than I used to be, but I'm stronger. So, and my size now, I used to be the biggest 45er. Like there's nobody really bigger than me, and now everyone's about my size. So,
Yeah, I think I saw something about Topuria is like 185 or something crazy. So, I'm
mm,
sure the power is going to be there, right?
possibly, but he's
Yeah,
gonna be slow. He's gonna be slower.
yeah. So, do you have a prediction for that fight? You don't have to give one if you don't want to, but do you have a prediction for that fight?
I think Ilia will win, but of course, like I said, I would like for Charles to win that fight.
Yeah, I'm a pretty big Charles
But I
fan
think
myself,
Ilia
so
might win that fight.
yeah. And and it's the following pay-per-view is the Max Holloway Dustin Poirier UFC 318 fight. How do you see that one going? Because I think this is their third fight together, and Dustin's won the first two.
Um, if Dustin's won the first two,
Yeah.
one by submission and one by decision, right?
Yeah.
I think it might continue to go that way.
Hmm.
But I'm just down to watch the fight as a fan because I'm friends with both.
Yeah, do you plan on going to that one?
Where is it? I don't even know where it is.
I
I
think
have
it's I think it's
no
in
interest in MMA outside of fighting.
mm,
Like
um
if I'm fighting.
yeah, I think it's in New Orleans. I think it's
New Orleans.
somewhere in Louisiana, I'm pretty sure.
There's a possibility.
But yeah, what do you think about that fight's for the BMF belt? What do you think about the BMF belt? Do you think it's cool or do you think it's kind of corny?
Uh, kind of like WWE in a
Yeah.
way. They're just
Yeah.
throwing in like a random belt to
Yeah.
let people fight for some kind of title in the sport. If they're gonna
Mm,
do the BMF, right? Why don't
yeah.
they add a couple more like grappling? I know they're doing UFC BJJ now, but
Yeah.
they'll have the grappling belt. They should do. They were talked about the boxing league. They'll have a bunch of boxing belts. They're doing the Muay Thai with MMA gloves. So they'll have those belts. So it's just
Mm,
a title. I think that with each title, though, it should be hard to get to, and just like the UFC belt is,
yeah.
and you should get paid handsomely for holding one of those belts.
Mm. Um, so have you been keeping track with the whole Jon Jones Tom Aspinall situation?
Not at all.
Not at all.
Nope.
No. Hopefully that fight happens because it seems like who even knows what's going on, with all the stuff behind the scenes and
I do. I
yeah,
see it.
yeah.
I see some of the stuff. I scroll social media a lot to
Mm.
stay relevant. So scrolling down, I do see that Jon Jones has accepted the fight and then backed out of the fight.
Yeah, who even knows?
That he's done. That
Hmm.
he was just kidding. Like it's, I
Yeah.
really don't care. It's just a big show now.
Yeah. But so I have a couple more like MMA related questions, and then we'll get into like some more like fun, lighthearted ones. But
Go ahead.
so past or present, who would be your dream fight if you have
I
one?
don't have a dream fight.
I thought
I get
so.
asked that question all the time,
Yeah.
but you have to love fighting to have somebody that you want to fight. I
Hmm.
love to fight. I love to train. I
Hmm.
don't love to fight. I love to train.
Hmm.
Fighting is the portion of it that gives me paid.
Yeah,
So it's
exactly.
like the portion that I really have to seek. And there is enjoyment in it in the wins,
Hmm.
but the whole waking up and like I had this desire to fight is doesn't exist.
Yeah, I get that. Um, so do you have a favorite fighter to watch?
Zabit.
Oh, okay. He used to
Yeah.
he was a what like a featherweight back in the day.
Featherweight.
I think that was
He's
before I like
like
got
the best
into
fighter I've ever seen. I don't know why
yeah.
he stopped fight. He was so good. He got his doctorate and all kinds of stuff, but
Okay, wow. I
that
mean,
that dude was a
yeah,
killer. He's like insane.
maybe it was like a similar situation like you where like fighting
No,
wasn't his passion, right?
I could
Maybe
see that. I would love to know. Maybe there's an interview out there where he talks about it.
yeah, I'll have to look for that. But do you model your fight style after anyone?
No,
Okay.
no. My fight style is kind of random, more anime related. Uh, I throw a lot of stuff that I see in anime. I pretend it works. If it works in sparring, then I try it in fights.
Mm,
I do have experience in a lot of fighting styles, uh, from karate to uh, capoeira. So I have quite a bit of knowledge throughout my skill set, and I do throw random stuff and fight my own way, whatever makes sense.
hmm. So do you have like a favorite UFC fight or fighter of all time?
No,
No.
no,
All right.
because I wouldn't have it in my head. I wouldn't really know what to
Mm,
pick. There's so many good fights that have happened,
mm,
uh, and then there's so many good fighters. So
mm.
it's
Do you
hard
have
to
yeah.
single out one unless you have a burning desire, like a celebrity crush on one of them.
Yeah, but do you what do you have a black belt in BJJ?
I get my black belt this winter.
Oh, that's
I was supposed
exciting.
to get it. I was supposed to get it like a year ago, but
Hmm.
I am one of those people that do not attend jiu-jitsu class, so
Oh, okay.
I'm slacking. They keep
Um,
putting it off.
do you have a favorite submission that you like to go for, or you
Triangle,
know,
maybe?
okay, like arm triangle or triangle
Uh,
choke?
full triangle. Yeah, triangle choke.
Okay. Um,
Oddly, I'm very flexible. So it's
mhm.
very easy for me to get triangles on people. Very easy.
Um, so I know you don't have kids yet, right?
No, no, no
Um,
kids.
if you do have kids, would you want them being MMA fighters, or do you think like you would want them to do like something else with their lives?
I would want them to do something else with their lives only because
Mm,
I know the path of a MMA fighter.
yeah.
I would make them take training, but I wouldn't force it upon them to stay with MMA.
Yeah, because that's something I've been, I think about a lot, I'm getting into training. Like 2 years ago, I started like a free like week trial of jujitsu at like a local gym. So oddly enough, the gym is actually called Fusion Academy, and I know you train at Fusion Excel, so it's like kind of funny that they're like kind of like the same name.
It's did you stick with it?
Um, no, I haven't committed to it because I want to be in a position where I can afford it and really be able to lock down on it. So once I get um that job that can provide for me,
Got you.
that then I'll get into that because I think they have uh, the jujitsu class they have. I think it's called Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, which isn't it kind of just another name for Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, kind of.
It's it's putting your lineage in front of the name. Sort of shit.
Yeah. And I think that
Gracie.
yeah, I think they also have like a Thai boxing class as well.
Okay.
So yeah, I was I think about that a lot, but I'll get started eventually on that. It's not like I have dreams to be a professional fighter or anything, but just to train and see where it goes.
Okay. Everybody starts that out that way. I
Mm-hmm.
started training because of bullying and I wanted to
Mm-hmm.
make sure I knew how to defend myself and I never thought I'd be a fighter.
Yeah, it's kind of cool, your story. I've with that interview that you had with that one guy, um, Awaken Out of
My
Context, that one.
awaken out of context. I would have to look that one up.
Okay,
I
it's like
I
it's
don't
I
remember
watched it
names.
like last night. It was like an hour long, and in that interview you talk a lot about like your life story. So if anyone's like watching this and you're kind of like curious about how Mike got into MMA, um it's a good place to start. Um, Forgot what I was gonna say. Um, but yeah, do you have any siblings who do any sports?
Uh, Not really, not too much. My older younger brother, I have two younger brothers and a sister.
Oh, really?
My
So you're oldest?
I'm the oldest.
Me too. I have two younger brothers and a sister as well. My sister's the youngest.
Yeah, my sister's the youngest too.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I think he's 28
Okay, yeah, I'm 28.
and he plays basketball,
Oh,
played
okay.
basketball throughout like high school and I feel like some college, but now he doesn't do
Oh,
any of
okay.
it.
Mm.
And then the two youngest ones, they're so out of touch with anything athletic. They're
Oh,
just
okay.
oh hobbits.
Um, are you're close with your family?
Not as close as most families, but
Okay. Cause
I'm close to my mom.
oh, okay. Cause you're originally from New York, so
Yeah.
yeah. Um, I think you also mentioned you're an introvert, right?
Yeah, yeah. Like this room is where I pretty much stay all day.
Yeah, I relate to that a lot too. And with your story, with getting bullied and I think that's a lot of, young teenage boys and, boys in their just growing up can relate to that and see that there's a positive route that you can take to make your life better and be able to get through that kind of thing.
Yeah. I hope that my story
Mm.
can definitely open
Yeah, because
paths for people that are
mm,
struggling in a similar category.
I think you said before you get like a lot of DMs from like younger kids, right?
I get DMs from parents too,
Yeah.
asking about what they can do for their kid
Mm,
as he's being troubled at school or picked on at school, stuff like
mm,
that. And I'm glad it's an honor to be able to
yeah.
relate my story to people and
Yeah, because
give them a path that they can follow
mm,
and keep them out of trouble.
yeah, because you said your passion is helping people, correct?
I do like to help people
Mm. So have you ever thought about, maybe like opening your own MMA gym or having kind of like a
in the future.
mm, or having like a foundation where, you can, get like the community, like do like something good for like, the local community
Um,
wherever.
forever. I would I would like to do something in that
Mm,
realm in the future.
yeah, that'd be cool. So I noticed that you have like a lot of different tattoos. Do you have a favorite one that you have?
Ooh. Um, probably probably the one on my chest.
Um,
It's the quote from Genghis Khan.
that's crazy.
It
I was gonna
it
ask you about
was
that
yeah,
because
it was a
I did
quote
my
that my uncle
research.
likes,
Yeah.
but I've also grown to love the quote,
Mm,
not because of, who he is and what he did, but
mm,
because of how it makes me feel.
mm. Yeah, the one it's about you're like a punishment sent from God, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
are you religious in that aspect?
No, no, not too religious,
Oh, okay.
but I would say that
So the inspiration behind your tattoo is kind of you got it
it's
from your
about
uncle?
me,
Mm,
like overcoming the scars and the punishments, the bullies that built me into this person.
mm,
And now through all of it, I've become something that is stronger than that tried to,
mm.
take me away. And now I am a reckoning, if you will.
Yeah. Um, and I noticed that you have a Vegeta tattoo on your shoulder, right?
Yeah,
So yeah, growing up
but
we
there
would
you go.
yeah, yeah, there it is. And the one you have a Majin on your
Yeah,
neck, right?
the
Um,
Majin symbol.
so were you like a big Dragon Ball Z fan growing up?
It's funny because Dragon Ball Z wasn't the first anime I watched.
Hmm.
It was Yu Yu Hakusho.
Oh, okay.
So Dragon Ball Z and Yu Yu Hakusho were kind of in the same time, but I think because I saw Yu Yu Hakusho first, that's the one I followed. Spirit
Mm,
Gun and all that. I don't know if you remember Yu Yu Hakusho. But Dragon Ball Z growing up,
mm.
definitely.
And
Definitely.
and
Once I started watching it and getting into it, everybody would run Dragon Ball Z style. They would
yeah,
try to go Super Saiyan in school, and yeah, I was a kid, and it definitely helped shape me, make me feel strong.
mm. Yeah, and it's also I think I'm not sure if this is entirely correct, but I think Charles has mentioned before how um I think that's kind of like the inspiration behind when he like dyes his hair blonde.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think he mentioned it.
I think I read that too.
I think I want to say it was in one of the UFC embedded episodes. I forget which fight it was for, but like within like the past like couple years or so. But yeah, that's cool. So I'm assuming Vegeta is your favorite character?
Majin Vegeta. I actually like Kid Buu, but
Mm,
he's not well known for
mm,
Dragon Ball Z. People know Goku, Vegeta.
yeah. And do you have a favorite like a saga or season of Dragon Ball Z?
Not too much.
Mm,
Not not entirely. Not that I really know of. It would probably be the Buu season
yeah, that's a
or
good one.
saga.
Do you watch any other anime really, or is it
Everything. I
okay?
watch so much anime, it's insane. Of
Have you seen One Punch Man?
course.
What?
Of course, that's like
Okay. Yeah.
top tier anime. Is
Yeah. Do you like Garo?
Garo.
Yeah. He's a character from One Punch Man.
Yeah. Um, damn, it's been a while since I watched One Punch Man. I switched too many animes. Which one is he? 'Cause I remember.
Um, he kind of has like the silver hair. He wears like all like black. Like
Sword? No sword.
no, he doesn't have a sword or anything like that.
I do remember the
Yep.
silver hair.
Yeah, but I think if I'm remembering correctly, his backstory, he kind of got like
I can
kind of
look
like
it up right
similar
now.
to
No,
you. He
no.
actually kind of like got like picked on as a kid when they would play like heroes versus monsters. They made him the monster, so that's kind of um like his like background.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, thinking about it kind of
Oh,
just reminded
yeah.
me of you. Like
Yeah, I know this guy.
yeah. So what's your favorite travel destination outside the US?
Highland.
Thailand. Do you do a lot of training there?
I don't. I've only been there once. I would
Okay.
like to go back. I would actually like to end my journey of life in Thailand. I feel like here you need $4 million to retire and live a comfortable life once you're done with everything. But over there, it's like a fraction, like less than 1 million, you could probably spend the rest of your days. So
Hmm.
I think Thailand would be a nice place to stop. I'll get to keep training, open a gym. I can still teach. I can still do a lot.
Hmm.
And even if I go like recent or soon, I can still fight in the UFC. I can still teach. I can
Hmm.
do literally live a great life. I have no kids, so it's not like it's a hard
Do you want
journey to.
kids?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay. Um, what's your favorite food?
I don't know. If I were to choose a food to eat,
Hmm.
it would be pizza.
Oh, okay. I know.
But
Yeah,
I eat cereal more than anything else.
Raisin Bran, right?
No, I eat like Fruity Pebbles and Cinnamon Life. I just love cereal. I eat
Mm,
a box of cereal like almost daily.
mm.
I don't know if I would choose cereal or pizza. Probably pizza.
Oh, okay. Uh,
Because cereal you can't once you get to a certain point, I feel like all cereal tastes the same. It's
yeah,
all just sugary
yeah, yeah,
circles. Pizza you can change the flavor by changing the top. I don't think
yeah.
you can do that much
Do
for
you do you,
cereal.
do you like your pizza plain or what kind of toppings
I
are?
like jalapenos
Okay,
for
yeah,
sure. Jalapenos, Italian sausage on my pizza.
yeah. Jalapenos are good. Um, do
A
you have
lot, like
yeah.
caked on.
Do you have a favorite movie?
Um, We're Back, an old movie from like 19 some.
Okay.
It was about a kid, no friends in New York, and
Oh,
then these dinosaurs they eat this cereal. They eat a cereal that makes them smart, and they're able to talk and communicate, and they become his only friends. And I felt really relatable when I was a kid. That
yeah, I was
was my
about to
favorite
say,
movie.
yeah,
And it came
sounds
out
like,
in 1993, so a year I was born, pretty much right after I was born.
and I know you do a lot of gaming and streaming. Do you have a favorite video game?
Right now,
Yeah.
or of all time? Oh,
We can do
uh,
both.
I don't know of all time. Halo
Mm-hmm.
gave me the best experience,
Mm-hmm.
friends, like a culture, like a whole community.
Mm-hmm. Like the
Right
people.
now, I'm playing Night Rain, Elden Ring. Dune Awakening just came out, and my crew is talking about buying it and going to play it. So
Mm.
I guess I'll like spending $80 and playing some freaking Dune.
So the people who you like play games with, are those like people who you like met online, or are those like people who like you like know from like somewhere else?
Um, Depends. I've a
Mm-hmm.
lot of guys I game with I meet online,
Mm-hmm.
but we game so much that I've actually had the opportunity to meet them
Mm-hmm.
maybe in a state at a convention in Vegas. So
Yeah,
so
that's cool.
so now I've pretty much met everyone that I tr game with.
Mm-hmm. And do you have a favorite music genre or artist? Or you a music guy?
I'm a music guy, but I don't really like music doesn't raise the hair on
Mm.
my body.
Yeah,
Most people.
I usually
It's
just
just something I like to listen to like in a car. If I'm in a car, then
yeah,
music. But
yeah,
outside of a car, I don't think I ever listen to music.
yeah. For me, it's either if I'm in the car or if I'm working out.
Okay, yeah, working out too, because
Yeah.
no, sometimes even when I work out, I'm watching anime at
I
like
mean,
at
yes, yeah.
Crunch Fitness, I'm watching anime while I run or something. I'm not even listening to music.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I'll even listen to like some anime music while I'm working out. So yeah, it's best both worlds.
My favorite artists, um, Machiavelli God, Harper, because they're kind of my two. Goya, he's from Florida.
Oh, okay. Um, so what does post UFC career life look like for you?
Post UFC,
Hmm.
Thailand, owning a gym,
Yeah.
personal training, maybe.
Hmm.
Maybe, I can probably get into personal training. Owning a few properties,
Hmm.
probably start doing, sorry, this guy. Probably start doing some kind of brand for myself. I own Monstar Studio right now, which is just
Hmm.
a videography brand,
Hmm.
which does content UGC work.
Hmm.
Um, but I would like to scale that just a little bit.
Would you like to still have some involvement in MMA, whether it's like coaching or owning
Yeah,
the yeah.
if I owned a gym, I would probably be
Mm-hmm.
the coach. For what my body can handle.
Mm-hmm. So you know, just before I let you go, I want um I'll put all your socials in the description and all that stuff.
No worries.
But I want everyone go follow Mike Davis on X/Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Kick, all that good stuff. And check out his streams. They're very relaxed. And you can talk with Mike. It's like we're all hanging out. I've been there before. It's a fun time. And I want to Mike, you if you have any last words for you know sponsors or social media or anything you want to say to the people.
There's the sponsors that
Mm,
I already plug all the time, so they
mm,
know who they are. But you, I appreciate you having me on here.
of course.
Great to talk to everybody. So to get one-on-ones here, it's something I like to do. I
Mm,
do apologize for taking a long time to get a hold of me. I've been
no, so
extremely busy this last month.
mm,
The traveling, the work that I've been doing, I stretched myself a little too thin, and I've been trying to keep up
mm,
with everyone. So that's
yeah,
my apologies.
no, it's all
Um,
good. Yeah, this is my first interview, so I really, it was really I really appreciate it.
yeah, of course, of course. And
Yeah.
I hope you keep going. I hope you keep doing interviews.
Mhm. Yeah, hopefully we can run it back again